This DVR has no power.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Now, when I power it on, power supply does this, which means, it's got a short. Definitely some little legs going on. So, what we'll do is get it under the microscope, do a little visual inspection, see if anything's going on, and testicles from there. This is where our power comes in. We've got a bish but I have my money diode. That's the same as a K18C. They don't go bang as much as K18Cs, but they still go bang. I think that's a little driver IC we got there. A little SOP8 or whatever it is. This does your USB ports. So if you ever plug something into the USB port, your mouse connects or whatever, and you try and move it, it doesn't do anything. Probably this guy that's gone bang. Very common for that. You'll have one at the front port, back port. Yeah, that's what they do. I think it's like a USB IC or something like that. What the fuck's that? It looks like something's been like spilt on the board, or it's like burnt flux or something. This capacitor looks a bit worse for wear. A little bit of green on it or something. Let's see if we can show you. Come on, make like a Ford and focus. What do you think this is? Like, leave a comment. Like, usually when it's burnt flux, it'll just chip off, but it's not coming off. These little ICs, these are a pain in the arse. These definitely go bang. Bit like this. Sorry, I mean this. When they go bang, usually, I mean, you're lucky if one goes bang, but they can just all go bang. I mean, this one, God knows what happened to this one. I think someone's put the wrong power supply in this, and it's put a 48 in a 12 or something. Lucky for us, all the ones on this board, they look sweet. Over here, we've got a CalRF chip. If your BNC ports aren't working, then it's probably that guy. If not, you've got to change the tech point. Yeah, these are your BNC ports. If they're not working, it could be your tech point. And if neither of that works, then hit it with a sledgehammer. That final IC there, it looks good as well. All the ICs are good. So, I mean, you could fix it, power it on, and they go bang anyway, and you have to change them. Because these type of boards, they're a nightmare. Righty, what we'll do is, I think we'll get the multimeter and we'll probably test this guy, because he's the one that looks like he's had a bad day. Multimeter in continuity, we'll put the black probe here so it's grounded, and then we'll go in with our red probe and check if we've got a short. See if we've got a Vern Troyer. There we go, so we know we're getting a connection. We'll check the sides of this capacitor, see if he's see how he's cooking. I mean, he looks like he's been cooked. That side's ground. That side's fine. We've not got a short on it. We got a little bit of a beep. We'll win again. This side of the capacitor looks like it's been hit by a bus. So I'm wondering if it's got, like, whatever that is on the board on the capacitor, and we're not getting a connection. Let's test the bish, but I have my money. Don't act like you forgot. Ah, he's fine. Usually they, usually it's a K18C, and they just, when they've gone bang, there'll be a big skid mark on the board. So typically I'll always test capacitors first. So with like this skid mark on the board or whatever it is, you'd expect at least one of them to be like shorted or something. I don't know if this capacitor is supposed to be here. I'll have to check on a donor board, because something might have been ripped off there. So one side will always beep if it's connected to ground, because we're grounded. And getting a beep doesn't always mean it's shorted, because you could just have a low ohm component. So usually you have to check your ohmage as well on your meter. And also check what it's connected to, because if it's connected to like a CPU or something like that, it might be giving it, you know, low ohmage. I just noticed on this little IC chip, it looks like it's got a little mark on the side of it, like it's blown or something. It must be a bit shit, but I'll get a closer look. Yeah, maybe it's just whatever them juices are on the board. I don't know what it is. It's like earwax or something. Something cleaning the ears of a PCB. Bloody focus, will you? So, I've had a quick goose on the old donor board. This guy here, there's not a component supposed to be there, so luckily it's not been ripped off. This one here though, I have got a spare one of these. I think it's a 10.7 microfarad or whatever, and it's on the 12 volt rail. I'm going to try a bit of IPA on here, try and clean this skid mark off the board. Hopefully it gets it off. Down here, there's a, you know, like below that capacitor there, there's a really dark watermark. I think what I'll do is I'll pull out the cheat code, put some voltage in, and we'll see if this guy here gets hot, because he doesn't look right. Right, thermal camera out. If you see anything shiny get hot, that's just my reflection. No, it's the infrared bouncing back off the components. It gives a false negative, positive, whatever. Let's see if anything around here gets hot. Powering on in 3, 2, 1.
Am I going completely mad?
Why have we got a red light? It's turned on. We've got a firmware beep. That's the power of IPA, ladies and gentlemen. No, am I going mad? And nothing's getting hot either. But the box wouldn't even power on before. Well, I've plugged the HDMI in, and the box is working. We've got a password, but it's working. Ooh, imagine. Yeah, we can blast that off with a sledgehammer, but I don't know why it's working. So, we're back under the microscope. You tell me this guy's working. Like, looks like he's been hit by a bloody lightning. It's all like corroded and like crispy, yummy. Like it looks like it's got a crack in the top. Oh shit! Oh, he's definitely broken now, isn't it? I was going to replace it anyway, so you know, that's my excuse anyway. Yeah, we'll just pop it back down there. See that? Good as factory. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. 340 Celsius. Let's whip her off real quick. Right, let's try and test him again, shall we? I mean, I don't know if you ever tried testing a breadcrumb with 2 probes. That right there on the right, that is literally a breadcrumb. I brought that from the toaster. You're very welcome. And, oh, piss off, will you? Yeah, there you go. There's your breadcrumb. Literally a breadcrumb. Oh, piss off, will ya? It has indeed got little legs, shorted. We're gonna have to do this with the iron because there's all this bloody barrel capacitors and all this plastic around here, and I don't fancy spending 10 minutes covering it all up, so I'll spend 10 minutes struggling to solder a breadcrumb on instead. I think we also might be missing a pad or a trace. I know what you're thinking, that's because you ripped it off. And listen, there wasn't a connection there anyway to begin with, unlike me and your mum, so... No, I'm sorry. Yeah, there wasn't I reckon the pad had already burnt off, and with, you know, a gentle bit of persuasion, I made it fully exposed. Yeah, we're not getting any solder on there, are we? Right, let's just check these contacts. So this one should go to ground. Is that side ground? Yes. And this one here should go to the opposite side of this capacitor. Yeah, this side, is it? Yeah. So we got a contact, but we ain't got any solder. So, we ain't got any solder going on it. Like, it won't tin up. Let's just see if there's any shit on it.
How often do I have to do that?
Well, we aren't tinning up anything, are we, by the looks of it? Yeah. Time for some micro trace repair. My fucking favourite. Right, I've got this piece of trace.
Oh look, miniature copper.
I'm thinking plop it in place, UV mask it around the edges, and then we'll tin it on to the bit that we've exposed, and it should be good as before, but actually working. Right, got some UV mask on, forgot to press record, I know, shut your face. Gonna come in with a 10 watt UV light and zap it for a minute or so, and then come back in, and if anything's moist, I know people are just cringed off that, gotcha bitch, then we'll UV it again, and then it'll be sweet as. You know, it doesn't look pretty, but neither does your mum. So. No, she does indeed. But look, this is a breadcrumb, so we are working with tiny, tiny shit. Let's just quickly make sure we ain't got any bridges or anything. Make sure everything's connected up. That goes to ground, yes, sweet. And that's ground there. This side is positive, so he should go to that side, and he should go to this right hand side here. Yes, lovely. So let's solder this guy back on. We're going to use a soldering iron because there's a lot of plastic and, you know, barrel capacitors around it, so I don't want to melt them or spend 10 minutes covering up. You know, as they say, everything looks better sped up when you're repairing electronics, so I'll show you this one in real time. Let's see if I can solder this breadcrumb, and if it doesn't look pretty at first, it doesn't matter because we can just pop a bit of flux on and that'll flow it all nicely. We'll just get it in place first, because it's a fiddly little bastard. So you see there now it's clinging, that's where your flux will come in and flow it nicely, otherwise it tries to stick to the iron. Watch now, pop a little bit of flux on using a cocktail stick, because we don't do needles around here because you can shove them up your arse. Not literally, you know, maybe if you want to, but do your own thing on a Friday evening. There we go, look at that, lovely. we'll just tap this side as well for, good luck. Now we just come in, bit of IPA, that's isopropyl alcohol, 99%. Not Indian Pale Ale, because I know some people have been pouring beer on their PCBs and absolutely fucking them. Definitely did not make that up, shut your face. There we go, and we do not have a short across it, so we're all groovy there. We've got our contact here, we got our contact there, and ground is grounded. Get to your room, there we go, lovely. And doing it like that has just stopped us having to take that off, and putting them back on afterwards, or covering them up. Usually I take them off because even with a bit of foil over them, they still can, go all domed. Ready, let's get it in the box. Enough to test, just like that. Power supply is plugged in down here, and let's turn around the wall. Nothing seems to be getting hot. Very nice. Just the usual suspects like the video chip and the network chip, they get about 30-40 degrees. Sometimes the video chips can get to about 55. Anything higher I usually change them because they're getting a bit too wild. Power supply's not flickering like it was before. Lovely. And we did indeed get our firmware beeps. That means the box has booted. So what we'll do is get the HDMI banged in like that, and we'll make sure it's on the box. All sweet. There's our repair down there. And we do indeed have a password on here, so we can try another pattern. Ooh, see, I usually try L or backwards R, and a lot of the time I get it right, So what we do, whack this in, effing it in, program away, and Bob's your auntie. Lovely jubbly. So if you like that, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment, because I don't bite, regardless of what people say. And there's all the code running on the screen, because the program is still plugged in. Yes, get that unplugged, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra. Look at that, as good as second hand.